Hello, everybody. It has been a pretty productive week this week. Getting a lot of things done. Whoop. Of course, I smack you guys and send you guys sailing after I just finished setting all this up today. That is the kind of morning I am having. Stay where I want you. We have got the second dumpster over to the house and have made significant progress there. Hold on, lost where I was there for a second. There I am. And the house is almost completely empty now. We had the appraiser come. Today's Monday, Friday. And they appraised the house we currently live in. And so we can get the rest of the loan to fix up my mother-in-law's house that we have. Like, we're so close to being almost completely ready to put things back together. I'm going to record this for a while, and then I'm going to gather up my children so we can get over to the house today and start making progress on pulling all of the nails out of the walls. The walls, the ceilings, all that fun stuff. There's just a little bit of cleanup that still needs to be done. I spent yesterday, while my husband and my nephew Cyrus were going through and they pulled all the subflooring up in the one bathroom. I was busy going through the house with a push broom and cleaning up all the rooms and condensing them down into, I think there's 2 piles upstairs and 1 pile downstairs of all the leftover plaster and things like that that still need cleaned up. But we have made it to that point where pretty much everything is done. So I'm hoping to go over there today and maybe just pull nails and see how far we can get with that. That isn't in the right spot. That is in the right spot. So it'll be exciting to see. It's weird seeing this house empty again without all the disastrous chaos that is demolition. But my mother-in-law came down was it last weekend? I can't remember what day it was, but she came down and she came inside and she's like, I don't remember it being this large. And we had to explain to her that, well, you're seeing about an extra probably about 4 inches, because there was the lath board, then the plaster, which is pretty thick. It's about 1.5 inches thick. And then on top of that, there was also a layer of drywall. And it was that's when you tear it down from all 4 walls, that's a lot of space that you didn't realize you had. So she was pretty excited, and that one went into the wrong hole there. That's not right. Pay attention to what you're doing, Brittany. That's what I'm always telling myself. Watch what you're doing. But last night my one of my sisters, Cyrus, went to go stay overnight at his Aunt Charlie's house, which is my sister's, and so I don't have his help today, but I will have my children's help today, so that should work. As long as they all cooperate with me. Goes here. It's almost now, it's getting close to 8 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up about an hour ago, and my brain still has not cleared from the fog of sleeping. I think it's just because we've been working like crazy on that house, so it's pretty much like non-stop. So like whenever I go to bed at night, I'm so exhausted I just pass right out, which usually it takes, like, I read before I go to sleep because it helps like calm my mind. Otherwise my mind will start racing about like things I need to do, or things that like I want to do, or my mind just races if I have a minute to just sit down and do nothing. So I read instead, and I get maybe through, usually I can get through a couple chapters before like I finally fall asleep, but recently I'm getting through maybe 2, 3, oh, excuse me. Oh. I'm getting through maybe like 2, 3 pages before I'm out for the count. Which is kind of funny. But we're getting there slowly but surely. And hopefully the appraisal will get back quickly, so that way by the end of next weekend, easy, everything will be at a standstill on the house. So I'm hopeful that within a couple days here we will be able to start purchasing building supplies so we can get this show on the road. My husband would like to have a large portion of it done in the next month, and just have to do finishing work, which that's the stuff that really, honestly, that's the stuff that takes the time, because you really have to pay attention to detail and things like that. Thankfully we have a paint sprayer, so it won't take us long, probably a day, to paint the entire house. As long as we do all the prep work and everything else, it'll go pretty gosh darn quick. So I'm excited to... I'm kind of sick of being over there. I'm getting a little wore down, but with those dumpsters and stuff, we have to have it done quick. So hopefully soon we can have it completely finished. It would be nice to have them done. Got both dogs sitting up here with me. They're behaving. They're ready for their breakfast though. Why can't I get you in there? There you go. So we will see. What else has been going on? We went to Grandma Joanne's on Saturday, like usual. She wasn't feeling well this past week. She said she just didn't have. She wasn't sure what was going on, but she just wasn't feeling well, and that always stinks. That always makes me sad because I hate seeing her not feeling well. And it was, I guess it was. I mean, it was literally in the past month, like she's had more good days than bad days. So it stinks to see her have multiple bad days in a row. I hate that. The more we can have her stick around, the better. I just want her to live forever, unfortunately. Although she doesn't want that. She always tells me all the time, no, when it's my time to go, I'm going to go. I'm not sticking around. And I don't really blame her. Just waiting to see. Get all the rest of her test results and stuff back. But hopefully it was just overwhelm of so much stuff going on. Right there. It looks like it's only 2. And then 1. And then up 1. But yep. And then I start getting Vincent again. I'll get him Tuesday night. And I'll have him Wednesday and Thursday. And that'll be interesting. He's talking a heck of a lot more now. He's just a jibber jabber. He likes to talk now. So in no time, he's going to want to tell his Aunt Knit all kinds of stories. I should probably tell a story about how I got instead of being Aunt Brittany, it's just Nittany. I was 14 years old when Cyrus, 13 or 14? He'll be 21 this year. So 21 plus 14 is 35. So yeah, I was 14 when he was born. And he was a spunky little dude. And hold on, I gotta count 1, 2, and we're gonna do 3. And then half stitch 2. So he was born when I was 14, and my older sister who had him still lived at home with us, and so we kind of helped take care of him and raise him for a really long stint of time. And we got him, I don't know, he was probably about 1.5 when he started talking or so. And then eventually he started talking, and he couldn't say Brittany, he would say Nittany. So it just kind of stuck. And because he was raised at the house where we all were, 1, 2, 3, 4, the majority of the time he heard people call me Brittany instead of Aunt Brittany or anything like that. So he just called me Nittany, and it kind of it's stuck. I mean, he'll be 21 in October, and he still calls me Nittany. My niece Caitlin, she's 18. She calls me Nittany. My nephew Terry, he is 17. He calls me Nittany. And then I have a niece Eleanor she just turned 4, and she calls me Nittany. And then there is Vincent, who is 2, who also calls me Nittany. So it's just kind of, I mean, I didn't name myself, but the kids had done it. Well, Cyrus did, and it's just sort of stuck ever since. And my sister Charlie, everybody, whenever they see her name or anything, they want to. You can't even barely see what I'm stitching. Let me back this up some. Everybody wants to call her Shirley, but we have to explain them that it's Charlie. R and Lee, Charlie. And 1, 2, and he had a hard time saying, Cyrus also had a hard time saying Charlie, and it got shortened to her nickname Char. Now, thankfully, she gets the moniker of Aunt Char, because by the time the other kids came along, she was able to correct them to Aunt Char, and I just never bothered. Nittany never bothered me because I don't know, it just never has. That would be 2. Hold on a second. I gotta look at this. 1. Okay, we have this here. That's this one. And that would be this one. And it would be 2, which there is 2. 1, 2. Hold on. I've got to mark some of this off, because that's what's happening right now. I'm getting too lost without marking off stitches. So I need to just take the time, mark them off, so I don't get lost. Because otherwise that's silly. I see I forgot 1 stitch down there, but that's okay. I can just do it later. But now I don't remember what I was talking about, because that happens with me. It escapes my brain since I had the chemo and stuff. It's like hopefully someday it'll clear. It's only been, I had all my surgeries in, this is 2023. It would have been the end of 2021. First surgery was in September. Second set of surgery was in November of 2021. I think it was November. Was it November or the end of December? Pretty sure it was December or November. Because I remember it wasn't long before it was Thanksgiving, and I wasn't allowed to get up and do much of anything. That drives me bonkers. I hate it. But since it's like the I don't know why, but like after the frog stuck in my throat, since the chemo and things like that, it just, I can't think straight. But at least I didn't have to have like a real aggressive form of chemo or anything. It was just more or less, it was stage 1 cervical cancer, so, and they were able to cut it all out. Plus I had the hysterectomy and everything else because I didn't have a choice, with how far it had spread and stuff, but I didn't have to have aggressive form of chemo. I did lose some of my hair though, but not like a significant amount, not enough that I needed to cut my hair or anything like that. Oh, I would have been really upset if I would have had, I mean, I was prepared to cut my hair if I had to, but my hair grows excruciatingly slow, and it has taken me a long time to get my hair very long. So I didn't want to have to cut it, and I didn't have to, but it thinned significantly, like not enough that you can really look and tell, but enough that I notice. And it's all starting to grow back and stuff, so sometimes, like, whenever I have my hair up and things like that, you can see the shorter strands and things that are growing back. Man, I keep yawning. But we're getting there with that gosh darn house. I guess people were surprised because it was just my nephew, me, my husband over there. Every once in a while, our children too. Depending on exactly what was going on, whether or not it was going to be something that it's dangerous, and not that Damon will be 17 here, and what's today, the 10th? So 9 days? Which is crazy to think about. I'm not planning his birthday party yet. Oh, I'm so behind this house. It's going to be something that we'll just plan something. Maybe I'll see about just like doing it at like the state park or something. So we can have a day where we can actually go swimming, because that would be nice. We haven't been able to go swimming yet. Last couple days have been, yesterday was only 76 degrees, which is weird for July. That's a lot cooler than what we're used to. So usually when it's funky like this, that means we're going to have a very bad winter. And I'm not looking forward to that one. Don't want a very bad winter. No thank you. Summer is my favorite. Winter is my least favorite. I hate being cold. I think it's because I get cold very easily. I hate being cold. Hate it. I'm going to have to pause this for a second. I have got to go to the bathroom. I can never just sit down and record it all in one take and be done. I know my last update video, oh, Vincent kept running over and he grabbed the tripod. And I'd be like in the middle of saying something, and he'd grab the tripod and he'd shake the dang thing. So I had to cut those out multiple times. There was a lot of editing that had to happen with that, because he was just, he was being a stinker and he thought he was being funny. And he didn't realize that, you know, you're making your aunt's life slightly more difficult here by making her have to edit so much out. he's 2. He doesn't know any better. He was just having a blast. Or he was, oh jeez, he was picking at Lydia. I don't know if he was going over and poking her or what, but there were a couple different times where she kind of sort of snapped at him, and I had to remind her that, like, you know, you can't, he's too little, he doesn't fully understand. Don't snap at him, explain to him why you don't want him to do it. You don't tell him that it's not nice, that you don't like that, and things like that. Don't just, you know, scream at him or anything. So I had to cut those out a couple different times of me explaining to her, or there were a few times that the dogs went off. It was a challenge recording that one, but I literally had no other time to do it because that Tuesday was the 4th of July, and we worked all day at the house until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. We all came home, we showered, and then smarty me also hosted like a picnic for everybody. And we had corn on the cob and burgers and hot dogs, and I had to make potato salad and pasta salad and macaroni salad, and it was, I don't know what the heck I was thinking of going over there and working, because we got up at like 6:30 or so, got out of the house by about 8, worked until 3:30, got back here. I was the first one that showered because obviously I needed to go and work, and we had 6 of us that had to go through the stinking shower. So I got in, and as soon as I got out, my husband got in, and thankfully it was a hot enough day out that, like, you could shower with barely warm water and you were happy. You didn't want to use anything even remotely warm or anything because it was so hot out. You needed that cool water to shower with and stuff. So we were able to get all 6 of us through the shower pretty stinking easily. And then I started cooking, and I was on my feet all stinking day long until it was probably about 7 o'clock that I finally, like, got to sit down and, like, visit with everybody after running around and making, you know, being a good hostess and run around and doing everything. And then once everything was put away and cleaned up after everybody ate and things like that, we were able to bring out stuff for dessert that could just sit out, and it was fine, and then I could sit down and relax. But I've got to go to the bathroom, and I will be right back, and I'll see you in a couple seconds for you. Okay, I'm back now. But we are getting some serious. I'm going to move this way, and this way. We have been getting some serious progress done on that house. Slowly but surely. Hopefully soon we'll be able to start putting her back together. Wow, we have to run all new wiring throughout the whole thing. We found a bunch of illegal connections, wiring tied into knob and tube. I don't know how this house did not catch on fire. I guess by pure luck. I mean, it's insane at the fact that this house did not catch on fire. We've had to rip all the wiring out of it, which was something we weren't planning on doing, but oh well. 1, 2, But it is what it is. It happens sometimes. They have unexpected things pop up, but it's okay. I gotta go down and do a bunch of different things. The taxes on that house should be coming out soon, so hopefully we will get that soon. This is 3. I'm almost finished with Raven Queen. Everything from here up is completed, all the beading. I think you can see it. Yep, right here. The beading is all in there. And slowly but surely. Nope, that's not the right spot. This is the right spot. Getting this finished as well. How much we've been working on that house, I'm surprised I get any sort of progress on this, but really any spare second I've had, this is what I've been doing. I'm working on this sucker because I've got to get it done pretty quickly, or it's not going to be done in time for her birthday, and I'd really like to give it to her on her birthday. I just got to figure out the frame and the way I'm going to put it in a frame. I might just frame it myself and have my husband, I might just have my husband make a frame for it myself, just because he has all the stuff to do it, so why not? Why not add extra things to our to-do list? I sometimes wonder if I'm gonna figure out that you're gonna take off more than I can chew and then be in trouble. This keeps sliding. Not sure where that magnet came from, but okay. Maybe I'll do a video about how I bead. Maybe. I will show you guys a little sneak peek here in a second of something that I've done. Okay. Oop. I'm gonna make you guys sick. You come down here. You sit there. So this is a tacky bill. And I place the beads in it the way that they are listed on the chart. Like this would be the first one, second one, third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth one that's listed on there. So I can just look at the symbol and count how far it is from the top, and then I'll know which bead it is. And then I've also went and got some big earth magnets and glued one onto the back of this, and then of course you have the extra one, so that way when I'm beading I can magnetize this to my fabric, and it doesn't matter how many times I flip it or anything, it stays on. I don't have to worry about it slipping or anything. And then I just magnetize it to whenever I'm not currently beading on my project. I just stick it on to, if you notice, like I store all my needle binders and everything like that along my light that's attached to my Lowry stand. So I just attach it to the light and let it sit there until I need to use it, so everything's within arm's reach. And it makes it so that way I don't have to hunt stuff down or anything, which is nice. I'm trying to remember how many I have of those. Maybe like 6 of them, I think. I don't know. It might not be that many. Oh, man. We got Grandma Joanne's house all pressure washed. We got everything done for that. So that's always nice. I did have to pull apart my Lowry stand. I did it, was it Saturday after we were done working on the house? Pulled it all apart, cleaned all the parts, waxed the things that needed waxed. Got everything polished up and smooth again. That takes a bit of effort, but and mark off these stitches so I know that they are done, which is these ones. I have one little section left of this color left, and then I can move on to the next one. I'm sort of color completing it at this point. Pick a color, stitch with it until it's done, and then move on. Let's see here. How many here do we need? We need 3. One, 2, 3. Got this up here all wrapped up in its felt to protect the beads. It's just gonna be... I'm starting to get hungry. I made strawberry shortcake last night, and it sounds so delicious right now, but should I really eat that for breakfast? I might just go ahead and do it. Okay, how many do we need to go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is, yep, up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5. Whoop, smacked my head against you guys. That's up 1, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be 5. Double count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. And how many do we need? 4. But I almost have this next color completed. I can't wait to... Every time so far, this bottom, all I got is the black and this gray done. So, I have quite a few colors left to complete, but one less never hurt anybody. I'm going to cross these off. So I can see what I'm doing. 1, 2. This requires 3. 1. And then 2. I'm so ready to eat something. What do I want to eat? Wow, what I want to eat is the strawberry shortcake. But you really should not eat that for breakfast. That's not good for you. And is it really going to give me staying power to work over there at the house? Probably not. I gotta give the dogs their breakfast soon. It's their breakfast time right now. Thankfully, they're both sitting here snoozing. They're just snoozing away. They're oblivious. Although Cam, the 4th of July, around any holidays that Americans like to throw off fireworks, it's a pain for me because Cammy is absolutely terrified of fireworks. I mean, she doesn't matter if she's in the house and there's a bunch of stuff going on, the slightest little boom, she's panting, she's running, she's burying herself underneath the beds where we can't reach her. I mean, she goes nuts. She will refuse to eat her dinner. What else do you do? She won't even come when you call her. She won't take treats. I mean, she won't do anything. And we've tried different calming stuff and things like that for her, and it doesn't work. So, and it seems to be progressively getting worse. And even though there hasn't been any booming or banging going on now for, I say, maybe about 4 days, nobody's lit off anything. She's still running around, panting. As soon as it gets to be about 6 o'clock at night, she's all over the place. And it's slightly frustrating. Well, it's not frustrating. I feel bad that there's not really anything I can do to not make her feel so scared. And because she lived such a horrible life, I would prefer that here at this house she knows she's safe and that I just don't like her being scared, because I know the first 3 years of her life were absolutely terrible. And that split a thread instead of going in the hole. And I believe we got this. And then I have one little wee tiny stitch down here that I forgot to do. So I'm gonna go and stitch that. Double check and make sure that I got them all. Yep, just got to do this little stitch here that I somehow managed to forget. And that's it for this color. There we go. That's the last stitch of that color. I'm finished with it. I think that was... I think I better get a move on and feed these puppies. Oh. Feed my puppers. Get those guys done for the day. There we have it, guys. Nope, that's not the end of that color. There's a line right here that goes the whole way across that I gotta do yet. Darn it. I was close. But I am going to say goodbye to you guys because I need to get a move on and get some... It's finished up there. It's just not marked off on that pattern. But I need to get a move on and get things finished. Well, get the other things for this house rocking and rolling so that way I can get down to my mother-in-law's house to get that started. But there she is. Let me see if I can pull y'all back. Yep. All this up here is finished. She's ready to go. Closer and closer to a finish. Almost there. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. If you're one of my loyal subscribers that watch every single video that I make and stuff, I honestly, I really appreciate it. You have no idea what it means to me. And I will see you guys next week.